So New Year's, we always expect some champagne or some kind of adult beverage to bring in the new year. But I also like to have other things out for people. And my main man, Mikey, loves red velvet. He loves red velvet cake. So this will help.
Too.
Who?
Amelia.
Amelia loves red velvet. She does. She does. One of my granddaughters loves red velvet cake. And you know what? If he eats these, it might keep him away from the champagne a little bit longer. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? All right. So I have made this red velvet cake using a cake mix going right by the directions. So we're going to crumble that up. But before I do that, I'm going to beat 4 ounces of cream cheese and 1/4 of a cup of softened butter. Did I tell y'all what we're making? We're making red velvet cake balls. So this is going to be a little bit different from having that red velvet, cake or cupcakes. My cousin Johnny makes the most incredible, now why won't this? She makes the most incredible red, dadgummit, the stand's not working. The most incredible red velvet cupcakes, and I think her recipe is in my Just Desserts book. And if you're a red velvet fan, you will not be sorry that you spent your time making them because they're out of this world. But hopefully Mikey will like this just as well. Ooh, I hope I got a big enough bowl. All right, I'm going to start beating this in and see if I can fit more into this bowl. Y'all, I had to break down and put this cake mix in a bigger bowl. I just couldn't fight that small bowl any longer. So I'm going to start over again with my beating and see if this bowl works better. I've got this mixed up pretty good, and you may get the feeling that you'd like more cream cheese in it. You need to add some more cream cheese, but I think it's going to work out perfect in the end. And I'm going to slowly add my confectionate sugar and continue to beat. This is going to give it that little sweeter than sweet taste. So you can see why I wanted to encourage you not to add any more cream cheese, because that powdered sugar makes it come together even more. Now, I'm going to beat in some nuts, pecans, walnuts, whatever your favorite nut is, and chocolate chips. This is totally optional. You could do half a batch with chocolate and a half without, but I'm going to go for it. All right, so I'm going to use a 1-inch, to me this is a butter scooper. And I'm going to just roll these into balls and see how nice that stayed together. You can make these any size you want. I like a 2-bite. But if you're a 1-biter, make you a smaller ball. Now we're going to put these in the freezer for 1 hour, y'all. And then we're going to take them out. And they'll stored very nice up to 3 days in your refrigerator. All right, we got our balls out. And look, I had some melted white chocolate that I thought, I need to use that.
So how pretty and festive is that? All right, come on, ball. These balls need a flat bottom. So just makes them a little festive because it's New Year's and we're still in a festive mood. Just got to make sure I have a bottom so they'll stand up. Do we have some more kind of balls? These are the red and greens and they're pretty.
I thought you wanted to do some confection with sugar beans.
I am. But I just didn't know if we had some other sprinkles. So you can have fun with these. Let me see what I got over here in my trash bucket. Pretty. Let's do some green. Now, I could play all day in this stuff, y'all, because it doesn't require talent. You know, it doesn't require tedious talent. And I like that kind of stuff. So see how pretty they are? You can just make a arrangement. And now I'm going to just roll some in powdered sugar because I think those are awfully pretty. People are going to be confused. They're going to think it's a wedding cookie. Or as my grandma called them, her recipe called them sand tarts. So this is the fastest way to do it, y'all. But you can just have fun with it any way you want to do it. So there you go. Those are just a few ideas for you to have fun with. Happy New Year. This is going to be delicious with that drink that I made, that champagne drink, and red velvet cake balls. I'm going to have some happy guests. Look how pretty. Look how pretty the red is. Happy New Year. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.